I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft recently, and it's fun. I'm used to old school RuneScape, like that's the type of MMO I'm used to, so the progression is a bit different, or that's actually very different, but like that's just the MMO that I've played the most, I guess, and that I'm most used to. But I wanted to try WoW because it's like the MMO, and been craving that type of game, and it's great. I mean, it's basically exactly what I had imagined in my mind when I picture an MMORPG. And I've thought about it like this before, but like playing the game solidified it a bit more in my mind that like life really is an MMORPG. Like it's actually the best analogy, I feel. Like, I love Yogananda's quote about there's just the way he describes going to a movie and being so caught up in the light hitting the screen that you don't actually look back at where the light is coming from. And I'll put the quote up. I don't want to paraphrase, butcher the way Yogananda explains it, but like I always think of movies as the best analogy for what life is, and I still think it's a great analogy, and fitting for my worldview. But MMORPGs, like video games, are an even better way, I think, because with the movie analogy, you're an audience member. It still works, by the way. They're both great, but you're an audience member watching the film, which is the mental drama and your thoughts, and the light, of course, is God coming down as the projector, focusing that angle of light towards the film, and you get so caught up watching the film and the mental drama of that, the cosmic drama of your mind, and you start crying when there's an emotional scene, or you get happy, elated, and you laugh, and you actually become the movie when you're watching it. You're not just observing it as a passive audience member. You actually become and merge with the film. And it's the same with your thoughts, of course. Like, if you're so caught up in the mental drama of your thoughts, and you think you are this body, you think you are these thoughts, and whatever the identity is at that given moment, I am this feeling sad because of losing my job, or drop my ice cream cone, I don't know, just whatever. Pretty different examples, but and if you were to just look back at the light right behind you and realize that you're a lot more than the film, and you are still the film, it's just that more fundamentally you are, you hold more potential than what that one movie is. Of course, the projector screen is a receiver of the light of the projector, much like the brain is a receiver of consciousness, and it's a focuser of experience. And so I think that analogy is really beautiful, and the way Paramahansa Yogananda explains it in Autobiography of Yogi, in that one quote, is really helpful, I think. And at that time, I think movies were the most, like, the greatest technological analogy of what life is, what who we are, and you know what, like, in my mind. And now I think it's video games, like, because it's one step beyond just participating in the cosmic drama through in microcosm. You know, you're actually being an active player, and there's still sort of these layers to it where you're playing the game and you can get so caught up in the game that you get angry and you smash your controller or whatever, and then you become the game because you're so immersed in it, and you kind of lose yourself and forget, oh yeah, I'm just playing the game. I'm not LeBron James, you know, if you're playing 2K or whatever, and I'm just playing LeBron James, like, that's the character. And like, I actually exist way beyond the game, and I have my own character and my own life, and so I actually think it's an even better analogy of what this is. And I think like, part of the awakening of realizing, you know, we don't, death is not real, and you know, we exist beyond our bodies, and consciousness is way more fundamental than science knows presently, and I think it's catching up. If not, I don't know, but I think it will. But yeah, I think that's an even better analogy, especially, again, MMORPGs, because it just contains the whole of creation of Samsara and in microcosm. You know, you play, you create your character, and it looks a certain way and it acts a certain way. It has certain tendencies, karmic tendencies, based on its class and race, and then you level the character up by completing certain quests, doing certain missions, or slaying certain dragons, or you know, whatever it is in the game. And you level up your character to a certain degree, to where you can kind of have mastery over and dominion over the game and the area in which your character resides in the game, basically. And then some games, I don't know if WoW has this, maybe not this type of game, but more like a story game, I guess, would have an option after you beat the game to make a new game plus, or like try it again but on hard mode. And that's because, you know, it's not always fun to just go around, you know, being God and being this all-powerful force that you can just like sort of walk through any dungeon, and you know, the enemies are really easy to beat. It's not as fun maybe to have that seamlessness and sort of there's no friction there. And so yeah, you might like Dark Souls maybe. I don't play Dark Souls. I can't do that, but you know, you start a new save and on a harder difficulty, and then you do it again. And that's what this is, of course. And especially MMOs, like just the way they're structured and the progression of it, and everything about it really is a wonderful analogy for what this is and what we are in Samsara. And that word, I guess, has maybe caked in a negative connotation to it, and especially like from Buddhist worldview. But there's a quote, I thought it was from Siddhartha, but it's from Nāgārjuna, who is a I have it on my screen, 3rd century Indian Buddhist scholar monk, philosopher and teacher of Mahayana Buddhism. So anyways, he has this whole idea and quote about samsara is nirvana. That's like the quote that I thought was attributed to the Buddha, but it's not actually to the historical Buddha. It's to Nāgārjuna. Anyways, I think that's a great quote as well, because it's just speaking to the fact that, you know, there is no need to escape the world again. That can be somebody's path. Like I think there is great benefits to the ascetical life and ascetical practices, and I don't want to say that that's like escaping the world and that's the easy way, you know, to enlightenment. But yeah, I definitely don't want to say that. I think I have a great deal of respect for those people, but I think there's also great beauty in an embodied existence and being in the world, and also holding to these spiritual truths and having that awareness in the world as well, and not escaping anything. I mean, maybe not becoming of the world, you know, but to recognize the divinity within the world as well, you know, like when, with the movie analogy again, like as an audience member, I mean, you're by the way, in the analogy, you're everything. You're the projector, you're the audience member, you're the movie theater, which I guess would be the brain, maybe. No, I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, like you are the projector. More fundamentally, you are the source of the mental drama and your conscious experience and everything that happens, that you perceive in the sense world. But you are also the movie. Like there's enjoy the movie, that you're there sitting there, and don't sort of criticize the movie, and don't be a bad audience member. Don't be throwing popcorn or talking during the movie, pulling out your phone, or like, you know, just enjoy the movie and watch the movie with an awareness that you're watching the movie and that it is a movie and it'll end. And, you know, then when the movie's done, you can recuperate and discuss it, analyze it, pick it apart with the rational mind. But I think once you're in it, you should just sort of be in that space of awareness and fully experience the film for what it is. And like, don't try to analyze it too much while you're in it, actually, and to feel it deeply, and don't resist the drama that's unfolding, because it's all ordained to be so. It's Leela. It's enjoy the show. And it's the same with life, I think. It's a much better thing to surrender to Leela and recognize that you are also here for a certain experience, and to rejoice in that. And there's great beauty in the world, in the cosmic drama which is unfolding at every moment. And yeah, that's about it. Those are my thoughts, and that's it.